Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today is day 31, season 2 on the model farm, so let's get into it. Starting off down here, in the sort of wash bay I guess you could call it. Just got the mini digger, just drying off after giving a wash. She's been on a job last week and this week, so she was due a wash way before then anyway. But there's no point in washing her, taking her to 2 jobs and then having to wash her again. So they waited till they were done, and she's just sat drying off there. In the shed, got all the trailers parked back up, and just got the quad parked in there. 7740, just parked up there, not really too much. Cane Classic, just been left there as when they're swinging into the yard, they're almost clipping it. It's sticking out a bit, so for now they've left it outside, or taken it out of the pit, just so they can swing a bit wider without having to hit the drawbar. So she's just been parked there for now. Nothing really new in the shed. Next couple of weeks, next 2 weeks I think, all this kit will be doing field work, so we'll hopefully see that. If I can catch it, that is. And we've got the farmer here, just walking back to the tractor after putting the ramps up. Then we've got T6080 on the herbs loader. Although she's not the strongest of trailers, on the underneath they're still using her, and he's just loaded up the telehandler with McKill bale spikes on. And he's taking them, all 3 of them, to the job. Just moving bales to someone, but they can't do it, so they've asked, or they've given the farmer a ring. Can you come and move bales for us? Because their telehandler's being used and their bale tray is being used, so I think they're last year's bales, or bales that have just been sat for years that they need moving, so they can put the fresh bales there, as I think they've underestimated how many bales they were going to make this year, and they've not got enough space for them. So it's not really something you would normally use for bales, but I've not the first time I've seen a low loader being used for bales, but as well, I think it's just so you can transport the telehandler, as I don't think anything really goes on this apart from the mini digger, so something new on a low loader. But he's just heading off there, make a bit of money this afternoon. Got all the tractors parked up, waiting for bales and silage, so they can be out of the shed, and then they'll be parked up for winter pretty much. Then in the Dutch barn, nothing new, just got all the dump trailer, Keenan and muck spreader just parked up, not really doing much. And we've got the buck rake been moved there, as she's been used at a neighbouring farm to help push up the silage, so she was just plonked there really, as obviously the need to make space for well, it'll be second cut silage, as they stopped doing 3 cuts a year, as well they just do more bales now than they do silage, so that's just been plonked there. Bale trailer's been parked up after being used last week. Got the chickens rummaging for worms, they're just enjoying themselves. Then in the sheep field, not much going on, they're all just enjoying themselves. Next week I think is diver next week, or some point this week, I can't remember. These lot will be taken out of the field ready for baling, so that's the cows and the sheep, but for now they're just enjoying what little grass they have left. Obviously in the winter the sheep will have both fields to roam. Obviously the cows will be in the shed, because most of the sheep, obviously they're all different breeds, but most of the sheep can handle the winter. They're quite hardy, but obviously you got to keep an eye on them. You can't just leave them in the field, so they'll just like drop a bale in and stuff like that. But they've got common sense, so they will just, you know, go against the hedge for protection and stuff like that. And obviously they've got water there as well if they need. Yeah, so they're just enjoying themselves. And something you don't always see is a pheasant. So I think one of the sheep has, or one of the ewes there, has scared the pheasant away, but not something you always see around here. Well, I've not seen many anyway. And then in the cow field, nothing really new. Obviously there's bulls taken out last week, and you got a couple cows drinking from the trough there. To be fair, considering it rained for 2 days straight the other day, didn't really fill up the water trough much, because obviously it's been sunny pretty much since, so all the water sort of dried up from what was in the water trough. So I think they're filling up weekly with fresh water anyway, from the IBC, or possibly probably the bucket of the telehandler, as that's quite a big bucket. So they're getting fresh water, and obviously this is plumbed in, so that just gets water all the time. So that's everything for the main farm. Then heading to the next field, heading out of the village, we've got the Contractor's Fence 724 on the Heron H2 18 ton, I think. Heading back for the next load, heading through the village to the field. They've also added a light bar to the fence. They've only really done up the 6210R TVT. All they've done is add a weight for it, or giving it a weight, and obviously this has got a light bar just for looks, really, I think. But they're quite busy. I think they've got all 4 drivers on. They've got 1 on the harvester, 2 on the trailers, and 1 on the pit. So I don't know what tractor is drawing as well. Probably B TVT. But they like to have 1 tractor left at the yard, so if there's anyone who needs anything done, at least they've got 1 tractor. Because say they need to go do baling, once the fence finished here, it'll go straight to helping with the baling and what have you. So they don't really stop, to be honest. But you know, there's money to be made, so don't blame him. And then here we have the other man in his Scania with a decent load of straw bales, fresh straw bales from this year's harvest. Another fan of Bluetooth straps. He's just bringing them through the village there to I suppose the farm that are all selling them. But I think as well the reason why they don't have a twin tag behind it is because it is just a very tight village, and the roads are tight around here, so you wouldn't even get through, whether there's a car or not, because a bunch of tractors and everything is quite tight around here, so you wouldn't really get through. So I think that's why he only sort of kept his little flatbed at the back. But he's not always, you know, moving stuff for people, so it's not like he needs, you know, it's not like he's working weekly getting jobs and moving things, so it's not like he needs anything bigger. And as you can see, it holds a decent amount of bales as it is, so he's just moving along there. Then here we have something you don't see every day. It's an 1160 TTV Arbitron with a 1 rotor rake just raking this field. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a second cut off this field, so I don't know if they're going to do a third sort of end of August, late September, or if they're just doing 2 on this. But I remember there being sheep in this, and they mowed it not that long ago, and they collected it for bales, so I don't know if they're doing this for silage, or if they're baling it again. But yeah, you just got him raking there. He's done, well, he's doing the headland, and he's got a couple more rows to do. It's only a small field, but the man needs his bales, so yeah. So much to do, guys. Give it a like, comment and subscribe, and bye.